Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Piper Academy. We got big news today. Sports Illustrated making a deal with AVAX for NFT tickets. We got Cardano with some major news coming out, possibly causing another pump in that ADA token. And we got Polygon MATIC news. Is there a chart pattern that could be sending Polygon MATIC to $2? All that and more today on Piper Academy. Guys, class is in session. Let's get it. Welcome to Piper Academy. I'm your host, Army Piper. We come at you every Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Guys, thanks for joining us here today. If you guys are new here, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and get notified every time we go live here on the channel. Also, if you get any content value out of today's show, hit that like, give us a like. It helps. And share this out with a friend that you think needs to know this info. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring up my co-host. It's the OC guy. It's TradeFly. What is up, fellas? How's it going, man?
What's going on, guys? Good to be here. I'm excited. And back to the hotel, unfortunately. But other than that, let's get this party started.
If you know, you know.
We got some exciting news. Captain Jack MATIC is in the house, baby. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. And today's your day to shine, man. It's like, hey, look, it's your token, TradeFly. You ready for this? So
yeah, I'm gonna put some Kool-Aid in this.
Let me just reach under my bar here and grab some Bailey's out, put it in my coffee. We'll be good to go. What's up, OC? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Just another day in the office.
Another day in the office. And as you guys can tell, we're feeling very, very American patriotic today. Even though OC over there in Mexico feeling patriotic. We got the red, white, and blue going on today. Not planned out, but it's how it works. So there you go. Oh, he's giving hearts. I guess we got to do the hearts thing because you know, he's got his reactions now, which is awesome. So guys, we got big news today. Let's go ahead and let's just jump on into this news, get this out of the way, and we're going to take a look at the charts because we hit a $3,000 Ethereum today. Let's go. And plus I bought some stocks. I'll talk about those later in the show also. Let's get a shout out to all the people, all the alumni in the chat before we get into the news, guys. We get shout out to them and our magna cum laude and our summa cum laude in there. Always a pleasure to have you guys here. We got Spee, we got Mr. J, we got Ben Redden, we got Eric Wallen in there, a couple of others. You guys are all in you're all in the credits list. Crypto Billy's in here too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So my twin, Alexander.
Well, you know, because today is Billy Goat Tales. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got Billy Goat Tales. So if you guys don't know, you need to be following Billy Goat Tales on X and listening to the wisdom that is dropped there on a weekly basis. But yeah, Billy Goat Tales, 9 o'clock tonight.
Can we formally change Tuesday to like Goat Day or
Goat Day? I love it. I love it. I love it. We should do Goat Day. That is what Tuesday is from now on. It's welcome to Goat Day. All right, guys, let's get over to that news. Daily news today brought to you, as always, by Decrypted.tax. Decrypted.tax, your trusted tax official. He is he's an attorney and he is an accountant specializing in crypto. And I've actually talked to him a lot. Ernest over there, he's a trader. So he trades, he knows this stuff in and out. Don't be surprised by the IRS. Know what your tax laws are that you need to be following, and call Decrypted Tax. Get a free consultation and 25% off your services. So let's get into the news. Crypto bubbles, guys. We got crypto bubbles. We got bubbles for days. This is the daily bubbles we're looking at. You see Filecoin up here, 14.3%. We got Ron up 7.6%. XTZ up 5.1%. Arweave still making moves at 5.4% up. HBAR up 3.9%. But we get some pullbacks on some stuff like World Token. I'm okay with that going down 7.7% down for the day. Graph down 8.3%. So Yeah, in my helium, my HNT, not doing so hot right now, down 4.1%. So let's go ahead and take a look at the liquidations, though, and see how the liquidations are looking here. Liquidations in the past 24 hours, get a little zoom there. Thank you very much. In the past 24 hours, 71,847 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $201 million. The largest single liquidation order happened on Binance. It was $4.01 million, guys. Economic calendar today, nothing big going on. Couple of Fed Reserve speakers, Fed Bostic, Fed Bowman going to be speaking today. One of those has already taken place. That was Fed Bostic. We did see a little Dixie pullback. Maybe that was why. Don't know. And then FOMC minutes today coming out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 12 o'clock my time that you see on the calendar there. That is the FOMC minutes. These are the minutes from the notes from last FOMC meeting, and this is the detailed breakdown. It's the actual transcript of everything that was said in the meeting. A lot of really smart people are going to be digging in, reading between the lines, trying to figure out when they could be looking at rate cuts. So, AVAX news, guys. Got AVAX news here. Avalanche is going to be the platform for Sports Illustrated's NFT ticketing. So SI Tickets, Sports Illustrated Ticket CEO David Lane explained while normal tickets end up in the trash, NFT tickets could bring more experience to holders and opportunity for event organizers. The ticketing arm of the United States-based sports magazine Sports Illustrated announced it is moving its non-fungible token ticketing platform called Box Office to Polygon blockchain in about 10 months, to almost 10 months after its launch, I should say. So it's going to be moving over to Avalanche on February 20th. Sports Illustrated Tickets announced a collaboration with the Ava Labs, the developers of the Avalanche network, and the partnership will allow the NFT ticketing platform to mint their NFT tickets using the Avalanche blockchain. So big news coming out there, some institutional adoption of that AVAX platform, the AVAX network blockchain. So it's pretty cool. We're going to be taking a look at that chart here in a bit. Let's get over into the next article because we're just going to run through these articles today and get straight to the TA for you guys, if you don't mind. Cardano skyrockets 33% in volume, guys. Trade volume 33% as the market anticipates some breaking news. If we take a look at what this breaking news is, Cardano ADA surges in that trading volume, as we talked about. Cardano's ADA token set to market ablaze with a jaw-dropping surge as trading volume in derivatives catapulted a stunning 33% in the last 24 hours, according to CoinGlass there. The data paints a vivid picture of unprecedented fervor and an open-ended ADA future witnessing a meteoric rise, eclipsing the monumental $1 billion milestone during a whirlwind period. So what's this news, you ask? Over the course of the month, ADA has orchestrated a serious ascent, skyrocketing by an astounding 30% and touching a remarkable height of 64%, or 64 cents, I should say. By the rumor, as whispers of forthcoming news echo through the Cardano space, some may ponder the enigmatic dance between price action and impending revelations. Cryptocurrencies markets ought to showcase exaggerated reactions. That's where that whole buy the rumor, sell the news comes in, right? In this saga, the surge in the ADA price emerges as a tantalizing clue, hinting at the market's eager anticipation of the momentous developments within the ecosystem for Cardano. And then, is this going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news? Very likely could be. We get that a lot. Despite the bullish sentiment, caution remains key. Crypto markets are notoriously volatile, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Just so you know. Just so you know. There's some news for you right there. That upgrade coming to ADA absolutely could cause it to pull back there. So Polygon MATIC reaches price $1. These analysts predict $2 could be next, and I'm not going to go into it deep because we've got our MATIC, Captain Jack MATIC, in the room to do that TA for you. And then lastly, some announcements, guys, for the community. This Friday, be prepared. My wingman, Jenna X, going to be a special guest here on the show, and I am honored to be hosting special guest Jenna X. We're going to be talking some crypto, so we will catch you guys on Friday. Don't miss that show. Let's jump back over into the outro here. Guys, that was your daily news update for the day, brought to you by Decrypt Attacks. Cool. Let's get back to the trio cam. What do you guys think? ADA news, buy the rumor, sell the news? What do you think?
That's tough, man. I mean, I've had this analogy before. Kind of this comparison is ADA is just slow, steady, just keeps building. Like it just randomly pops. Like it seems to always be behind everything. So I'm not. I just say lather into ADA. Just kind of keep building. Stacking your bags a little bit with ADA. I think ultimately it's gonna go up. So I'm not. You are muted.
Yeah, I muted myself to tell. I told my son to close my blind. You see this? You see this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, man, I'm not overly concerned about it, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, there's gonna be some pullbacks here and there, news based, but at the same time, like ADA, they just keep trying to build, they keep trying to do it right, and over the long term, I would just say just slowly build your portfolio. No, I'm not overly concerned about it. Long story short.
We do have a poll up right now asking, have you taken any profits since the gains train rallied through February, rolled through in February? So guys, if you have, click it down there, click that poll, give us some engagement on that. Let us know. Have you taken?
Someone who has.
Have you not? What's that?
I said I know someone who has
taken profits. I took some profits, yes, and then I reinvested it all. So.
Yes. Yeah, just so you guys know, for me, like ever since the bear market, once it was on its way down, I kind of changed up my strategy. And I've talked about it a little bit before, but if you're new here, I'll just say that I mainly trade. I'll convert my money back to USD. That way that I know it's backed to, which in the US, that means that if the exchange were to go down, mostly Coinbase, my money would still be safe in that financial institution. Now, if my money held in a financial institution that went down, that'd be a different story. We'd have to have a different conversation. But for me, it was a conservative route. I get in, I make my trades, I come back out and put it in USD. That's just kind of how I keep my money safe. So I trade a lot, and you'll see me hold USD a lot. And then sometimes, like in Robinhood, I just leave that there and I just collect the 5.25% interest on that one. So
of course,
I'm a trader.
They'll do. Yeah. So I got some money over there also in Cardano. In Robinhood on that 5.25%. However, I bought a bunch of stocks this morning, and I'll talk about those towards the end of the show. But let's go ahead and jump into the TA. I'm going to bring up first, right off the bat, the Dixie today, guys, because we're getting hello. Let's jump over into let's get off the banana phone and let's jump over into the Dixie, guys. The Dixie right now getting we had this breakout on this trend line here. You can see that coming in off of the our chosen indicators on the show here. Chart Prime. We had that breakdown there, and now we're getting big red candles today, guys. But if you look, RSI is getting a little bit spent here. So I would be watching closely because right now, if this continues down, we should see things start to move up traditionally. We're not seeing that. Look at all the red over there on the right side of my screen right now. That is the only thing that's really still green is Bitcoin and Stacks and OP and Filecoin and Flare. That's about it. Everything else turning red now since this morning when we hit that 3,000 range. So I'm watching the Dixie there very close today. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin to see where we are on the Bitcoin chart right now. You can see Bitcoin did have a little pump up today, did a little wick action above that previous range, maybe grabbing that liquidity there. The liquidity hunters getting that move up there, and then started to pull down. I do think that we're going to close today on the stock market and on the crypto market on the upside after the midday trading, but I think this morning we will see a little bit of pullbacks, retesting some local support, I should say. If you look at where this wick out was above, you can see here it's this gold trade band right here from the predictive ranges. There's your bottom trade band. There's your delta median. We had a perfect test right here though on that 0.66 of the golden pocket there of my fibs. So that would be the range that I'm watching to hold. If it does break this, I would be watching that delta median. Let's go ahead. throw on a T box on there. Shout out to TA Tim over at Investing Bros. You know I love my guys over there. This is his rectangle boxes, and I just call them T boxes. They will forever be T boxes because of my time with the Investing Bros. So yeah, that's what I'd be watching for support right there on that. You can see here we did get a 0 line bounce, which is bullish on the oscillator, and we are still down there in that 50% range. So we could get a decent bounce up from this, but the angle of that ribbon, not in that 45-degree angle that I really like to see. It's kind of just stretching out and riding sideways there. We are back up to that wick on the 70% line there, but we are on this candle start down at the 50% line on the RSI Prime also, looking like we still have room to move to the upside, but we got to get either a reversal at this point or check that support and get that bounce up. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and touch on Ethereum here, guys, because this morning Ethereum did a thing. It did a thing, guys. Ethereum wicked up here. Right there, you can see that reversal. Can I get it? Can I get that draw tool? Thanks. You can see that reversal right off of that line. That line is the 786 coming in at $3,003 on my fibs lines here, and you can see the high on this came in at $3,005. So tiny little $5 wick above that $3,000 range before retracing. We do have support here that we're watching, and that is this upper band of the predictive ranges. There's your trade band. If I bring this down, come over here, turn off those fibs for a second, and you will see there is your trade bands right there. That's the bounce off of that one. And then there's the bottom one. We do have the dynamic reactor coming in about that 50, but I would watch for if we lose this upper support band here, which is now what was resistance, now support, that we wicked off of right there. If we do break down on that, watch that trend line coming into the top of that trade band. We've already had multiple touches here, proving this is nice support now. So I would like to see it just touch right here though, and get that bounce back up and trade in between that 786 and this band. But remember, if we have to go down, that is going to be the target that I'm watching right there at about $2,750. Let's go ahead and kick this over to TradeFly, because you're going to do MATIC. You ready?
I got something else for you quick. I want to go over to the liquidation heat map. And the reason I want to visit it is because remember that conversation we had yesterday? I was like, hey, look at these two areas. They're kind of important. Guess what? We did it. We went ahead and liquidated some people, right? So I said it would probably go up, get all that money, and then come back down into the range. What did it do? Came up, took all that money, came right back down in the range. Right?
It did a thing. It did a thing.
It did a thing. It did a thing. Price action loves liquidity. All right. So this is why I look at it. This is why I show this to you guys. I think it's important. And that just kind of lined up with an area that we were looking at, right? So I've been talking about this area at about 52,450, 52,500. All right. It's not going to be exact. We can't be perfect. But look, it's finding resistance there. And again, all I did was go back left on the chart. I was like, where's the significant areas? Boom. You can see it right here. All right, let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see it. There it is. You see all the support. You see the resistance. Little support in this area. Again, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be right on the line, but you're looking for this general area in here, and you can see it. Like I could make maybe a, what do you call it? A T box? I could make a T box for you guys.
Make a T box. That's right.
That's it. So I just wanted to show you that, guys, real quick. I think you should really build that into your scan.
Yeah, you said, do I see all the support? And ironically enough, I was looking at the chat when you said that. So yes, I do see all the support. Shout out to Lunar Crypto in there right now. And we got Crypto Pollo, Cluck Cluck. OC, you have a background that pays homage to the, there you go. Hey. There you go. OC got it for you there, Pollo. He got the chicken in the background. Let's go ahead and take
I'm working with Lunar Rich's Crypto and Otter Space also, so probably soon.
Oh, yeah. Alex O. We got Otter in the house, too. So, all right, what we got for Polygon MATIC? Tell us the story of Captain Jack MATIC. Let's go.
Captain Jack MATIC is here, baby. All right, so let's take a look at it. On the 4-hour chart, this is what I want you to look at, okay? So you can see here from this horizontal level of resistance, you can see got rejected, came down, and what are we starting to form? If anybody's familiar, it looks to be a cup and handle.
What is that symbol there? That
chart cup and handle, and this is a big one, like a nice one. All right, so pretty well formed out, and then you can see like, hey, like it's coming up, and then you're going to get that pullback, right? That's one of the things you want to look back or look for as well. You're going to see a little bit of a pullback back to the neckline here, and then you could potentially see this thing rocket ship. But how do we know where it's going to go? Like, that's kind of the important part. So that's if this plays out. And I want to be transparent with you guys. I would say a cup and handle playing out is probably like 55-45 in my experience. But
I'd give it like about a 60 to 70%. Cup and handles typically play out pretty decent if they break the neckline and retest. So
right, I'll give you the 60. All right.
Yeah,
so
given that this is retested, I'm a little more bullish on this playing out.
I'll just say I've been disappointed before. How about that? So with that, you guys got to be careful.
I was in the Army for 22 years. I know disappointment.
Yeah, me too. All right. So the beautiful thing is we're coming back. We did get the retest, and you can see this. So I've switched over to the daily, and the reason I switched over to the daily is because I want you guys to see some confluence that when we were talking about this, we found on the charts, right? So we were 4 hour, then we're like, hey, we got to look at it in different time frames and then see what else we can find. We got that retest here. Let me go ahead and pull on one of my favorites here, dynamic support resistance zones. And I was asked to actually do a video on that. So that will be coming soon, you guys. Just so you know, I'll probably do that in the next couple weeks. But if you're measuring from the neckline down here to the furthest point, you measure up. So you pull that up. Where could this actually go based on this pattern? All right. About $1.21. So what I would do is come back and look, let's find some areas of support and resistance. And there you go, right? It's the same thing. You see this resistance, see this correction, support, see the resistance. You're coming back and you're kind of looking for it, right? You see a general area in here that there's going to be some sort of resistance, I would expect. But then to add further confluence, when I pull up the support and resistance zones, or the chemtrails, as we're going to call them, when I pull those up,
I love it.
Yeah. I just need like a jet to like fly across the screen right now, like horizontally. I'm going to work on that.
I'll take care of that. I got you on tomorrow's episode. Right. I got you.
That's going to be amazing. That will definitely top this off. But the exciting news comes up to $1.21, and guess what it lines up with? My indicator, right? So there it is. I think we'll find resistance there if this really does happen. Obviously, there's going to be a couple stops on the way. I don't anticipate a straight shot up. That's not realistic. We got some other zones here to mess with, and you can see the volume that's associated with this, right? So a lot of people sold off right here, and you can see that high volume. So I would expect, hey, like comes down, retest. If this plays out, it'll come up, find some resistance, come down for the retest here, and then continue up. So let me find you something to draw with. Here we go. I would look for something like this. Come down, retest, and then up, right? That's kind of what I would be looking at. So chill out right now. Don't get excited. Look for this retest right here. This would really be the area that I start getting excited personally. And then I'm gonna look down at the indicators too, right? Right now we're really in an overbought situation on the daily at least. So that kind of does align with pulling back here to kind of let this formation play out. You want to see this actually bend back up. All right, that's what you're going to be looking for. So there you go. That's what I got for MATIC. Exciting times. This could be fun. Dollar is your psychological number, so we got to get past that, which correlates with this horizontal line right here. So
Alex O Crypto wanted to co-sign on your TA. I guess he said that is automatic.
There it is, man. My twin, dude. I love that guy.
He said he likes you getting excited. Don't get too excited on camera, man. Let's go ahead, jump over to OC guy. What you got, OC?
Well, I do have a couple of things going on. First of all, we have an alarm crossing on Bitcoin. It seems to me like we are breaking through that resistance lines that I was placing as an alert, and we rejected right away. So we need to be careful. We're still within the same area. Remember that I'm hedging this range, and then I'm also looking for a possibility to break to the upside. And I mean, just looking for it, just keeping you guys updated, and with my alerts are hitting. So that is the only thing that I want to go over Bitcoin for now. And then I want to take a look at, let me just save this one before I leave. Come on, save it. And there we go. Let's go take a look at NOS. So yesterday we were looking at this area right here of support. Let me just clean things up in here. That's spaghetti. And we'll see that we just had a strong sell right now. Let's be a little bit careful because there's a couple of things happening. The first thing that is happening, it is that on strong signals, I never enter on the signal. I enter on the pullbacks, all right? Another thing that is going to happen or is happening is something that we talked about yesterday. And let me now bring up my spaghetti for a little bit. Remember this line? This line was measuring this liquidity area. Remember when we touch it here, when we touch it here, when we touch it there, and there. All right. So basically, we are pulling back from it. What's happening? We are piercing right now from it, but also look at what is retail doing. It is buying after a sell-off of smart money. So we're fighting through that area right now. And also we're looking for or to have some support. Another thing that I have, it is a tick right there. That is my first taking profit ticks. And we are very, very bearish, but our consolidation score is getting higher, which is indicating me, all right, what else all of these things are telling me, right, all together? Well, we are on a support buying zone at this point. We are on a liquidity zone. If I turn on Jacob Maggot's order blocks, you'll see that also we are on that same support area that we were yesterday looking for, all right? But we are below the zero line and we are bearish. So I will be expecting a little bit of a movement to the downside like this. So slightly going down into a possible range, and then preparing for either breaking below or breaking up. We'll see how that oscillator develops, and that is because my consolidation score is getting higher despite I'm bearish. Since I am consolidating in a bearish state, I am down consolidating. So that's what I'm seeing here. Getting ready to maybe execute a trade on NOS. This is the one that I used to trade a lot before in the old days. So I'm pretty excited on this one. So yeah, turning it back to you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, we got a request from Crypto Pollo, cluck cluck. He said, can you take a look at file? So I got file coin up here, guys. We do, first of all, I'm looking at a daily chart right here. And we do have this trend line that with all these touches back here in time. You can see that's what we just touched. Again, let's go ahead and get rid of all the Mexican spaghetti. Goodbye, Mexican spaghetti. Let's get in here on the 4 hour. And I just wanted to show you that trend line because that's what we're playing with right now. You can see perfect rejection there on Monday afternoon. And now today we had to pump up there, tried to hold above it. Got a little bit of a closeout up here, and you can see that was a liquidity grab from the previous hop, and now it is getting rejection to the downside. Let's go ahead and throw on some fibs, and let's go ahead and throw on our previous level. So I think it's this one. There we go. So you can see we had this play on the golden pocket here, got the bounce up off of it, went up, rejected off of that 786, and now coming back down. I'm looking for support right now. Let me make these numbers a bit bigger for you. Let's put that on the 16. Thank you very much. And we're looking for this to come down and get support at maybe around $7.25, maybe as low as $7. So somewhere in between the golden pocket there would be where I would watch for that support to catch out again. Going to be very important. If we do not hold that, likely could be coming back to the 50% here. But right now, overall sentiment in the market, bullish trend upwards. I would be looking for that golden pocket first, and then we will make the call off of that. Let's go ahead and throw on the power of Chart Prime and see what we're seeing on here with Chart Prime. And let's turn off that fib. We are right now retesting that top trade band. You can see that that was also a resistance point for us multiple times. Like I tell you all the time, we typically like to trade between that gold and that gold. That was where we started out at. We rejected down. We tried to hold it here. It was resistance. We got back above it, fell below. And when you fall out of that trade band, you look at the block below it, or if we break above it, you look at the block above it, right? That's how you do the trade bands there on predictive ranges. If we look at what we have here now, looking at where we are right now, if we do not hold that level on that top golden band right there that I was talking about that we're trying to retest right now, we have to look at the delta in play again. So if we look at this delta and we go ahead and we turn back on the fibs again, That's going to be right in between the golden pocket and that 50% Fibonacci that I was talking about there. And then lastly, let's go throw on a fixed range volume profile and let's take a look at the oscillators. So we're going to pull this whole range over from this point to this point and see how this is looking. And we should have a value area high somewhere down in here. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Can I get it? Can you post for me? Thanks. Yep, there we go. Value area high coming in right there below it. Also, again, guys, what we were talking about with these levels. So I can wrap this up for you. Golden pocket, $7.25 to $7. That delta median line coming in at $6.75. That value area high is going to be coming in right about $6.60. So those are going to be your levels of support that we have to hold. If we don't hold those, again, you're looking at $6.22 on the 50. And if we break that value area high, the sad story is typically when we lose the value area high, we typically go to the point of control. If we find support on a value area low, we typically go to the point of control. So we've got value area high that is sitting below us right now. I still think though, watch first that golden pocket. Pull up those oscillators and see what we're seeing here. Why I'm looking so far down here on these moves, because we've got a lot of overbought up here on this oscillator. Can you stop? Man, Trading View has just been so wonky lately. It don't want to play nice with me. So yeah, we do have overbought here on the Oscillator Pro right there. You can see that we did get that red momentum dot pulling down into cloud. These both say, hey, downside coming. Top it off, we're getting very small, slight candles that are starting to print on RSI Prime. Typically, when we get those small candles like that there, little pullback there. You can see it here. We got a little pullback there. So we do typically get pullback, but that is why I told you watch first that golden pocket. These running like this, bring this back down, cool it off, come down into that golden pocket. That would be where I would watch for that bounce to the upside. So there you go, Pollo. I got you, bro. Cluck, cluck. TradeFly, kicking it back to you, man.
All right, let's do it. So we talked about AVAX yesterday. Just want to revisit that real quick. Now, one of the things that the chart prime, the Dynamics Pro indicator printed was looks like a descending triangle. So typically that's kind of bearish. At least it leans in the bearish direction, most likely, because you have that downward pressure of price action. Now, one of the things I talked about yesterday also was like, hey, it looks a little weaker in comparison to some of the alts. A lot of the alts made a move Sunday evening or over the weekend. AVAX did not, right? And so we come down, we look at the prime oscillator, and we see that's kind of trending down and right as well. Everything was kind of lining up. So from the time that we talked about it yesterday, it actually made about a 4% move and look, still got the area here that I was looking at, right? So I was like, hey, I think that it's going to come down and revisit this area. Here we are, dynamic reactor lining up. I did find a little bit of a trend line here. This one's up for debate. There is 2 touches, but it is up and right. Just kind of further adding a little bit of confluence with what we're looking at. You also have my favorite indicator at this point, the chemtrails, aka the dynamic support and resistance zones, right here. And you can see that there is an area of volume where people were actually purchasing, which really led to this initial movement up and right. All right, so here we are. So we're looking at that. We're in an area that had a lot of confluence. So we're hoping we find support. Obviously, it's up to the rest of the market. I think it's just going to follow. AVAX is not doing its own thing. It's not diverging from everyone else. If Bitcoin moves, I think AVAX moves. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. Target areas, we're at one right now, okay? So hopefully we find some support here in this area. I say low side 37.44 to where it is present position. And then if it continues to fall down, then we're going to come down to this 0.5. That's at about 35.50, we'll call it. But what's important here is you have the 200-day. All right, that's why I have this one pretty thick. I want it to be prominent, and I want you to be able to see it. There's confluence there with the 0.5. So you have the 200-day on the 4-hour. Just remember that. All right, so you have the 200-day. If it does fall, then that's kind of an area I'll be interested in looking at. And hopefully, at that point, if it falls kind of quick, then we'll be right here. We'll probably be in oversold position. If not, if it does hold, which, let's hope for that. We want to start seeing this. We already got the reversal, but we want to see this start to flip or basically turn back up and right. That's kind of what I would be looking for personally. Hopefully, maybe we get multiple touches. That gives me further confirmation. That's what I really like to see. If I can get multiple touches in this area and see RSI go up and right, that's when it gets spicy for me. And then hopefully we get the breakout of this descending triangle for the positive. But if it does break out and we go up and right and break out in a positive direction, then I would say, looking at this, you want to keep an eye on the 20 and the 50 day. You're probably going to find a little resistance in those areas. Overall, where do I think it can go? It's going to come right back up to here. I'd say $42 if we get that movement up and right. But again, watch the rest of the market. Watch Bitcoin. Right now, we're at a support level. So look for this to start trending, or the prime oscillator start trending up and right. That's kind of what I'd be keeping an eye on right now. So that's what I got for AVAX.
Sweet. Hey, also, ZTS Rhythm said, anybody that wants to have an asset checked out, you want us to do some TA on, just tag him, drop it in there. He'll let us know and make sure that we don't miss it. So, OC, let's kick it over to you, man. What you got for us, brother?
Absolutely. I have AVAX. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to redeem myself from yesterday. So shout out to TradeFly.
Welcome back.
I am paying attention, I promise. I got ACP today. ICP, sorry. We were talking about it yesterday, and we are in a reaction area right now. I believe that we're going to be breaking through the dynamic reactor. Let's see my non-too-bad spaghetti at this point. So at these areas, we have some resistance and some big support, but this support is a little bit shifted from our dynamic reactor. It seems like right now, just exactly right now in this a couple of minutes, we've been just piercing through this dynamic reactor. And it's to be expected because we are below the zero line and we're flipping down, all right? I do still believe that we could be having, or we are going to be having, a bounce. Nonetheless, you can see that the situation has changed, because the previous area I was expecting a bounce, which we did, but not all the way through, all the way up, but instead we cut short a little bit despite we had this movement. And then I was expecting a bounce from this area, but it seems like I should be doing like this. And now, because we have broken through the zero line, so we are going a little bit farther down. Let me now bring on my indicators and just kind of like throw a new perspective into it. So first of all, where is my trend assistance? My trend assistance is still bullish, so that's what I am still expecting. A reversal or a pullback, something like within this area right down here. Despite we went below, and despite we were also below the zero line, below the dynamic reactor, below the zero line, we still make a comeback to the upside. That's something that I'm expecting, since we are into a forever range. So I'm not expecting it right now to be broken, but we'll see. All right, so I'm still bullish based on my candle color. Also, I'm still bullish based on my on my trend assistance, but I need to be careful because of my prime score. Let's see, where else do I build up confluence? So let me bring up this go on. So trading view, as always, taking its time forever. So all right, some support and resistance. Take a look at where is my VPVR right here, and also where is all of this volume. And most interestingly, we have buying volume, selling volume, and buying volume. Now that's why I was talking about something like to do something like that. So we can start fighting that area and make that comeback as we have an FOR, or flip of the ribbon. So let's throw down then now maybe another support and resistances here. Let me see if something loads faster. It's just trading view not cooperating, not only with you, Piper, with everybody. Seems like it wants to take the day off. All right, let's just go with order blocks from Jacob McAfee. We have another support zone, which this is one of those boxes that I was drawing on the charts. So again, we see a ton of support, and I'm just looking for a reversal signal here, increase of my prime score, and also slightly increase of my consolidation to start looking for a reversal or a long entry. So far, so good. Not looking that bearish, but but for a possible entry right there, for a short-term entry. Yeah, turning it back to you guys.
Perfect. let's jump over here. I'm going to be taking a look at Caspa, one of my personal favorites here. Guys, we are getting rejection down right now. You can see that rejection coming in off of that phase 9 golden pocket there. That is the 9.618 at 17.8. We have now broken that to the downside. I am going to be watching for 2 levels. One, you can see this previous resistance right here. That is going to be off of this upper trade band of the predictive ranges, which, by the way, the top frame is where we really rejected off of. Looking for this area of support. And then the phase 8 golden pocket, which is going to be the 8.618 coming in at 16.1 cents. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to go ahead and drop a T box in here. And we will see if this holds as the support range. If it does, this might be a really good spot if you're looking to long some Caspa. Not financial advice, but right, it does look like we are heading down to that range. Got a couple of things on the oscillator giving us that reasoning. One, we had a downtrend arrow that printed on the Prime Oscillator Pro. This is typically going to be a very bearish signal to print on a 4-hour. And then also, we were pretty high here on a double top of the RSI primed, giving us a really big candle right now. We are getting a wick, so don't know how far down it's going to go, because when we get those wicks like that on the RSI on Heikin-Ashi candle, it means that there is the lessening of the volume and momentum. So we are getting a couple of things that say it could hold right here on the on this trade band that we're on, because you guys can see we have, let me isolate this off, we do have right now new predictive ranges printing. Guys, these predictive ranges will print out when you break here like we did a new area, right? And so when you get those, they will be there for the whole run all the way through. And right now we are getting that bounce on that lower trade band. So if it holds here, that's what it is that we're seeing, is that lower trade band, that lower gold band of the predictive ranges. Let me get rid of Mexican spaghetti. There we go. And then it's going to be, so we got this, but I do think that based on what we're seeing, that we're probably going to come down to the 8.618. But if we do hold here, we could be running up to the 10.618, which would be that delta median. And then in theory, we trade between these two bands, guys. That would be an upper run of about 21.7 cents. So that's what I have there on Caspa. Let's go ahead and kick it over to TradeFly. But first, shout out to Green Day Profits in the house. He just dropped in and said, hey, what's up? And so there you go. TradeFly, what you got for us, bro?
All right, so this one's gonna be pretty quick. Just look at Coinbase. Came up to the local high here, retested that area, and pretty sharp rejection, which it really aligns with a lot of the other traditional markets right now. So NASDAQ is kind of pulling back. You see NVDA pulling back. All those big tech companies, it looks like they're pulling back right now. And Coinbase kind of correlates with those, right? So it's pulling back, came up for the retest, rejected. Where are we going to go? Just looking at this is clearly in an overbought situation on the daily. I would anticipate it at minimum coming back to about 160 here, because you're looking at it and you see this pretty clear area of resistance and at times was support. If you go back left on the chart here. So this is a pretty clear area. Again, you see this testing it multiple times and it just says, okay, this isn't going to happen, comes back up and shoots through it, right? So again, I talk about that all the time. You want to see that. You want to see explosive movement either up or down and some sort of retest that gives you further confirmation of an area that you're looking at. And that also lines up with the chemtrails here. And so that gives me kind of the fuzzy that we're going to retest this area. So what you want to see, as you know, I always kind of talk about here, you want to see this actually reset. All right. So your RSI or the prime oscillator, you want to see that reset, start bending back up, give you confirmation that we can see continuation of the upside. Because overall, the trend really is still pretty bullish for Coinbase, but it's been pretty hot, right? We've had a pretty explosive movement. So down here, when we were talking about coin and saying, hey, this is an area to look at, that's a 63% move. You got to cool off a little bit. All right. So I expect a little bit of a pullback, which we're seeing already. And then we got to retest, I would say, this area at a minimum, and hopefully we'll get continuation of the upside. If not, if we continue to fall through, there's obvious areas for you guys to look at. Just do a Fibonacci retracement. Use that tool. You just go from the low to the high, which I actually have to move to the second high here. But you actually, I mean, realistically could measure from this one up to the high as well if you want it. But I like the bigger time frame there, because right now it's still lining up with some of my other areas, right? It's still lining up with this indicator. So that's one of the things you have to look for too, is it lining up with areas that have found support and resistance. You don't just want to willy-nilly use a Fibonacci retracement tool and not have something to line it up with to give yourself confirmation that the tool is actually being useful for you. So right now, that's what I'm looking at. Probably going to pull back just a little bit. I will look for the first retest in this area. And then if it does continue to fall, then you're going to look at the 382 at about 143. So that's what I got for Coinbase. Down and dirty real quick. We're pulling back.
Awesome. Shout out to Kim Ramusin. He said chemtrails with K-I-M. So shout out to him. Well played, sir. Well played. Let's go ahead, OC. What you got for us, man?
Absolutely. I do have right here Cardano. I know it's something like by the rumor side of news, although we do see a little bit of strength in here. We see a channel forming all the way up here in the resistance channels that we previously have had. So also we're still above the zero line in here. So it's time for me just to remove everything and take a deeper look in here. So what I'm expecting, what I'm looking for is for an FOR. You guys know what it stands for, flip of the ribbon, right? So flip of the ribbon either here or at the bottom, but we need to be at support. So let's find some support and look at where is it coming at this area right here. So that's how my spaghetti gets drawn. And we are at some resistance, and the next one is all the way down here. So looking for selling volume, buying volume again somewhere around this area, and also some selling volume at this area right here. Let's just roll with the next one. Let's see. So well, we have the POC right here. So let's add it again as another support. And then we also have a gray predictive range, and then as a target, a purple predictive range. Let's just wrap it up here with the order blocks. And again, we have another big support right there. And finally, let's see if we have any patterns as a breakout. We do have, and we already have hit smart target number 2, going for a possible smart target number 3. So, all right, another important thing is that I do have a high order blocking here, again adding to the support. So now you guys can see what was I marking these boxes in here. So one box somewhere around here and the other box somewhere around there, because those are my channels. Those are the big supports area and big resistances where that form the channel right here. So let me clear this up and then do one more thing, which is going to be drawing a trend line. At this point, I'm going to be doing a manual trend line, just very quick and easy. Here we go. And I'm going to be looking at this trend line as an alert. So let me add an alert to that trend line, because that is going to be the first line of defense for me to start looking for a long position. So let's lock this one. And then also I already have another alert. So let's recycle this one and add a final alert right down here. So I don't want to miss on ADA moving. So as you can see, I am prepared for a moving to the downside. And then when one of my alerts start getting hit, I'm going to be looking at my oscillator. Remember, I need to be at support for a flip of the ribbon for a long or a breakthrough, and then retest for a continuation to a downside. Nonetheless, so far we're bullish, and I'm expecting to have a bullish outcome. So that's what I'm looking, guys. So entry area somewhere around there with a flip of the ribbon. Yep, throwing it back to you guys.
Awesome. I had a request from Manta here. Someone check out Manta for the gang here, for the alumni. Checking this out, guys. You can see we got a couple of things going here. First, right off the bat, we do have a trend line of support. That is this yellow auto printed trend line coming right here, coming up, sitting currently right now at the current time frame, about $2.75 there. So we have that on the chart. And then next, we also have on here the value area high, value area low, point of control from a fixed range volume profile that we're bringing in here. And you can see we got that rejection off that value area high. When we do get those rejections off the value area highs, we do, as I said before, tend to run down to the point of control. That is going to be coming in right here. And that's going to be pretty darn close to that trend line that I would be watching for a bounce. Of course, in between here and where the current price is at, we do have a dynamic reactor, so we could get a bounce off of that. It is very possible. That is a super strong moving average from the Chart Prime Market Oracle, and when we get to touch on those, you can see it plays a lot of times as resistance and as support. So we do have that first, but I am watching for it because we break it so often. That MANTA could come down, hitting that range there, about $2.75 for a bounce. I would be looking for an entry there. Set your stop loss right below it. Not financial advice, not. But that's what you can do. Here, wait a minute. My son brought me this yesterday so that I can do this right. That would be financial advice now because I have my financial beanie on. But guys, what we're watching here is we do have a flip of the ribbon here coming in right now also. So it is possible that this is the drop down to the dynamic reactor, get that flip of the ribbon and go up. But I think likely we're going to do a curvature there down to the zero line, then get that bounce, which would be right in that time frame there. I think that is a much stronger trade setup that I would look at. We are pretty low at about 50% line down here on the RSI Prime. We are starting to get a green candle, but with the markets pulling back the way they are today, very possible MANTA plays through $2.75. That's what I got for MANTA. And then also, I do want to remind people that we do have tomorrow at the close of business tomorrow, we have NVIDIA earnings report. That is why I'm watching NVIDIA close today. NVIDIA getting a lot of pullback today, which is, that's fine. We've rallied like crazy. It's moved all the way up into like the third largest stock in the NASDAQ. But what I want to point out is that we are losing that trend assistant right now. Coming into this lower trade band right here, there's your gold, your delta and all that is all the way up above it here. We lost that delta gold there and it is pulling back. I would be watching for that lower support band right there, that sitting right above this 3.618. There's a slight white line there. There you go. Probably see that better. I am going to be watching for that to be support. But if we break this range, watch that dynamic reactor. We haven't tested it in a long, long time since back here when it was strong support. And if we move in on that on the 4 hour here, you'll see held it strong, that lower support band that I was just talking about that we have on the other one, and then that dynamic reactor, both very strong bounce points. And that would give us a beautiful cool off just in time because we typically see sell off before earnings reports. People don't want exposure to it, so they get out of it. If you're looking to buy NVIDIA, not financial advice, what I will point out is this. If we hit this range, maybe 50% in, dynamic reactor, the other 50% in, that would give this time to come down into the bull zone, get a bounce. That would give this under the 30%, both bullish oscillators. That entry there, earnings reports come out tomorrow. I believe they're going to absolutely crush the earnings reports tomorrow, and we're going to see a rally off of these two levels, one of these two levels here. So there you go. That's what I got for NVIDIA. Again, tomorrow, close the market. That's when we're going to be having that happen. OC, let's kick it over to you. Did you just go or TradeFly just go?
Absolutely.
Oh, TradeFly. TradeFly just went. Or OC just went. It's TradeFly's turn. Go TradeFly. Go. You got it. It's all you, bro. Give us some Kim.
All right, let's get it. Hey, so Bitwise Funds, the BITC, that's the ticker. I got it on the daily. This one's going to be super quick. But one of the things I want to take the opportunity to do is show you guys how you can set alerts. This is one of the ways. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it through the clock here. But the quick, simple way is to find your target area. And if you use this dynamic support and resistance by Chart Prime, the chemtrails, go ahead and right-click it. If you right-click it, this is awesome, right? Because not all the indicators on TradingView have this ability to add alerts. You just add an alert, it pops up, just confirm that you have the right thing here, and then crossing only once in this case. There's certain times you want to do a bar close, but this one, once it comes down and it touches it, you want alert to go off. So we can just name it, hey, BITC support, boom, create it, and that's it. When it comes down now, and you can see, I think it'll give you a little indication here also that there's an alert. It'll come down. Once it hits it, you're going to get an alert on however you have it set it up. Like for me, it'll go through my phone. It'll send me a text and let me know that it's been triggered. I'll also get an alert on my computer as well. So that way, wherever I'm at, I'm going to get a notification saying, hey, it's been hit. And why do I think we're going to come down here? Well, look, we're overbought, right? So it's time for it to cool down a little bit. We gave you guys these 2 target areas. It's taken off since then. And now I think it's time for it to cool off a little bit, right? It's a trend, right? You see that. You'll hear us talk about that multiple times. Like, hey, like we're in the golden pocket. There's like 4 or 5 different projects that are in the same area. And then, okay, now we've taken off a bit. Everything's kind of moved up and right. All right, now we think everything's at resistance and it might cool down, have a small pullback initially, right? We're looking for that first like support level. And then we're going to come back and revisit all of this and see where do we stand at that point. Is the market really like crashing, or are we just pulling back because it's cooling off and it's normal? So that's why I'm going to set an alert here. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to start looking for some correlation here with the prime oscillator or RSI or MACD, whatever you guys are using, and then hope that we find support and that we can continue to the upside. All right. So just wanted to show you guys that small little learning point for you, something for you to take away from if you're new here, because I know some of you are very new to crypto and you need to learn still. So that's what I got.
Sweet. OC, you got some HBAR pulled up, right?
Yep. In fact, pulling it right now. Yes. Let's take a look at it.
We get to see live spaghetti.
Let's see what I have. Let's go with the spaghetti. There we go.
Yeah, guys. We get to see Picasso at work now, baby. Let's do it.
Absolutely. All right. So it seems to me that right now I'm just making a general assessment on what I'm seeing. All right. I do believe that we're still bullish, but also we are going to be having a retrace after that huge that parabolic movement that we just had, not only because what I'm seeing on the price action, but look at that, we also have a secondary check mark of taking profit. So basically the TP top, look at that, beautiful. All right, another thing it is that we have our prime score of 8, so that is very bullish. We are still on 0 consolidation. Look at that, a unicorn. So we are still moving into uptrend. A uptrend doesn't mean that we are not going to be bouncing back. Remember, an uptrend, it's a series of higher highs and higher lows. All right, so this could be very much just a pullback of one of those movements. Where is my first support in here? It is this soft order block so far, and I still also have enough movement or space to go all the way to the 0 line right here. Remember, it doesn't need to bounce out of the 0 line, but that will be the optimal way or place to bounce from, or the FOR, so flip off the ribbon at the 0 line. That will be the optimal place, all right? But it could also be flipping right down here, as long as we don't lose the dynamic reactor. And dynamic reactor has a bunch of other order blocks. So the first thing I'm going to be looking so far is going to be this area right down here. All right, let's take a look at what else do we have in this section. I'm also going to be turning on, let's see, Jacobs Maccabees order blocks in here. Oh, come on. And then also see where are those supports. As you can see, again, we have another area of support here. So that's twice support areas there. So let's see another one. We have a purple line right there, as you can see, building up a ton of support areas right there. You see how the spaghetti started building up itself? It's not me, it's TradingView. And then as for the next big support, we have this secondary area. Let's see what else we have. Same story here. We're holding for this support area, and then the next big area is going to be here. So just to finalize, let's see what we got. We have trend assistance here, and also we have prime ranges. I know it's a mess. Bear with me. Let's just figure out where are the big support areas here. So I believe where is the most confluence or the most drawings, it's here. All right, the second most drawings are right here, and then finalize the weakest support, it's in here. And then for targets, let's go with predictive ranges that we have the blue line in here, and then the golden line, and finally the purple line. Are we gonna get there? I don't know yet. We first need to complete the flip of the ribbon before we start entering for a long. So far, am I entering for a long here? No, until I see an FOR, and we're breaking through or into that red cloud. So for me, that is a continuation where, again, to the big support area right there. So that's what I got, guys. Not shorting this market just yet, but waiting and holding for a possible long entry. And before I go, I'm going to add an alert right there. So yeah, kicking it back to you guys.
All right, cool. Hey guys, fetch real fast AI on this. We had a rejection here in the top gold trade band of the predictive ranges, likely heading down here. Before I even, when I was looking at this, we weren't even at the blue line yet. It is dropping fast. We do have our momentum dot coming out of the cloud, getting all kinds of alerts right now on Pith. Also, everything is dropping down. So looking for this to come down. Watch for the first level of support, lower trade band coming in at 80.9 cents. Very likely if this market pulls back the way it is right now, could be looking at coming all the way down to the dynamic reactor somewhere in line with this lower support band here. That price going to be around 72.5 cents. So that's what I'm watching on Fetch AI. It is dropping quick, but we got to go ahead and get our daily outro here because we are past time. So, guys, don't forget today we do have I Love Crypto Blood. I'm going to be on Crypto Blood show, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be a guest on there on his show. He's hosting me, so shout out to him. Also, Jenna X Friday. She's going to be a guest on here. Don't miss that. And lastly, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go check out Billy Goat Tells Wolf Financial. Come learn about finances, stock, and crypto. That's going to be at 9 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So go get that. Guys, quick outro before we leave to the alumni. What you got for them?
Hey, love mixing it up with you guys as always. I'll keep it quick. You guys have a good day.
OC?
Viper. Thanks for everything, guys. Also, thank you for being around here. And stay safe. Everything's hitting. Just hit the ADA alert, so be careful. Remember, look for flip up the ribbon at support. Stay safe and stay prime.
Awesome. Guys, thanks for joining us today on Piper Academy. We'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, bringing you the news, the charts, and the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until then, guys, as always, trade safe. And for God's sake, would you please use a stop loss?
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall off. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. TradeFly, get the soul train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you will part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall off. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude!